Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is Girish here, Girish Belur. As promised, we are going to have another amazing session with another entrepreneur, Chirag Kumar. So, we've got to get to know more about him and what he is doing right now and how we can help or he can help us. So, please help me welcome Chirag to the stage. Okay, Chirag, nice meeting you. Welcome.
Hi, Mr. Girish. Nice to meet you too. Thank you so much for getting me on this.
Yeah, thank you for taking your time. I know you're very busy right now you're in New York, but then taking out the time. I think most of the people will be working today, but that's why we said, okay, we'll do a recording session so that we can post this later.
Yeah.
And thanks to Vivek and Yashas and all the team who allowed me to be the host for the session today
Mhm.
from the Global Indians Forum. So, Chirag, I know you're originally from Karnataka. Like, you just want to share a little bit about your childhood and early life before coming to UK.
Yeah. I'll use Kannada somewhere.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's more than
um,
welcome.
so originally from Bangalore, born and brought up there. My mom's from Mysore, my dad's from Bangalore. So pretty much the whole situation where you travel to Mysore every couple of times. That was basically my childhood. It was nice being able to be close to, I guess, the palace and being able to see some of the other things. Um, but the most important thing that I guess I remember from my childhood was my parents were both entrepreneurs. So both my mom, my dad, they used to work at companies before, but then they figured out that that was not for them. So some good businesses, some failed businesses. So I've already gone through the whole understanding of, just going through business situations and then some working out, some not working out. I don't know if you could hear, but yeah, New York is loud, and let's just say that. So that was my early life. Just like any other, I guess, Indian family, parents said you got to do engineering. So engineering it was pretty much mostly software engineer, not even much different. But I guess somewhere down the line, I think it was in my third year, I just started to realize like being mediocre is not very great. So it's like, okay, let me see what I can do. And then it kind of led to um, basically me convincing two of my other friends to be like, hey, let's go into business together. I think we can do something. Uh, I don't know how much detail you want me to go into my early life, but that was kind of
Excellent.
my
ಯಾವ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿದ್ದು
ನಾನು ಓದಿದ್ದು so my early education so school was in Max Muller University, sorry, Max Muller School, Bangalore near Rajajinagar. So that's where I was born, well, close to, that's where I brought up everything. So Max Muller School ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿದ್ದು. Very interesting time. Everybody knew everybody, so that was nice. And then I went to PUC, St. Claret's University. Very nice place. I would say if any parents are thinking about wanting to send their kids to a cage, that is definitely the place you want to get to. Mainly because it's like covered, so that even if you want to get out, the only way is through like the front gate. Even if you want to jump over the building, can't do because it's literally just not possible. So yeah, sorry for the people whose kids might get sent there, but it's an amazing time to be there. It's a Christian university, and yeah, that was fun. Engineering was in RR Institute of Technology, so Raja Reddy Institute of Technology, not Raja Rajeshwari. Yeah, that was my 4 years of engineering. It was very wonderful. On the third year, I think that something changed, I guess. Something changed. I saw something or something happened. I still can't remember what it was, but the flip of the switch was there.
Okay, I think you said your parents are also entrepreneurs or something, so probably that's where you got that idea of just not doing a 9 to 5 job and then starting your entrepreneurship journey. Wow.
Yeah, so actually, it was, I wanted to start a business then. I was not successful. Let's just say that was the case. My parents, they've been in multiple businesses. One owned like my dad has done several things. My mom, especially though, she was very strong. It's more who I remember as well, which is She ran a call center all through the financial crisis. So if you know the 2008 financial crisis, it was a big deal. She ran it through that, was pretty good. A tech consultancy after that, a couple other, small, medium-sized businesses. Yeah, some exits, some good businesses were sold, and now she's doing her current venture. She's amazing. She's very strong. She's a very powerful woman. She's currently building an adult social care home for basically, I guess, slightly longer tail end of the age population so that they have a great place to stay. It's currently being built on a hilltop in like near the outskirts of Bangalore. If you know where Dabaspet is, so it's being built there. It's on top of a hill. Yeah, she's been doing that for the last 3 years, and now she's just starting that, and that's her life's. She says that's one of her biggest achievements because she's been wanting to do that for the last 20 years and she's now finally finishing it up with that. So, very much entrepreneurial family. Yeah, good and
Excellent.
failed businesses as well.
Then you just learn from your failures. That's all. Okay. So currently, I think we didn't make that introduction. Chirag, you want to give an introduction of currently what you're doing? Your CTO and all. What's happening.
Yeah,
And
of
just
course. So this is my second business. So I will say that second of my current successful businesses run. So my name is Chirag Kumar. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Lumion. And what we do is, if you know that about giant grid scale batteries that are positioned in, I guess, the highways of the UK or in the US. So these are giant grid scale batteries that store electricity from wind, solar peak hours. So otherwise they would go to waste. So they would store it into these batteries so that when time comes that everybody turns on their kettle or anything as such, you need more electricity. So the only other option is you need to turn on gas and fossil fuel to be able to serve that demand. So instead, you transfer the solar and wind peak hour electricity, store it in the battery, and then transfer it off. Because if we all know how expensive gas is in the UK, and therefore to avoid that, you need to be able to get cheaper generation. So this kind of benefits that. So we build the brains of the system to be able to store when it should store that electricity and when it should discharge the electricity so that those batteries, whose lifetime is only like 10 years or so, actually repay back the money that they were supposed to. So we're building that optimization engine for those batteries.
excellent, excellent. So is it you alone, or you have some friends or partners involved?
I have one co-founder. His name is Nicholas McBlain. He's from the UK. He's part white, part Filipino, so like partly his, Asian culture as well as there. So I met him in the UK, and then realized that we both had some sort of industry interesting understanding that energy was going to be the future of the world. And so far, the tailwinds have been correct. And at least for the next 7 years, it looks like it's going to continue being the same way. So we're excited about what we're building. Again, originally I was a software engineer. I used to work at a solar farm before. And kind of believed that the energy is going to be the next big change. And that's what led to what we're currently doing. While my co-founder, he used to work at Capital One, British Telecoms, a big company, software engineer, product manager, and then we're doing this together now.
Excellent, excellent. Great to hear, Chirag. That's again, sharing way energy is being produced, stored, and distributed. A lot of movement in that industry, especially.
Yeah.
So, Chirag, how would for the community members, what would you advise? Because somebody would be thinking of just doing a 9 to 5 job, or somebody might be frustrated, and they are looking for options. So, what advice would you give for entrepreneurs, or who have the inclination to take up entrepreneurship?
Um, so I've been saying this for a very long time. So ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದೇನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ you guys have one life. Okay, most of the time you don't remember all the good things that have happened to you. You remember the one thing that you didn't do. So just go do it. Worst case scenario, you fail. Best case scenario, you succeed. And that will change your life because you're not going to remember the amount of times that you had good times. You're going to remember the how many times you get. You're like, oh shit, if I had tried that. this would have been so much different.
Yeah, there was a book, I think, not living the life of regrets or something like that.
Yes. Don't live with regrets.
Yeah,
100%. I absolutely agree
correct,
with the statement.
correct. So, like in terms of the funding and all those things for your venture, how did you go about that? If you can share any idea. I know, I'm just asking top of the head. We had not discussed this earlier.
Of course. So Lumion so far has raised $400,000, which I agree is a big number, in some way, shape, or form, depending on how big your business is. But the interesting thing about us doing that was that we have given out little to no equity given away. So most of it is non-dilutive funding, which I know sounds crazy enough already, but we're in the UK, which is pretty great for research and for building businesses. The one thing people kind of misconceptionize in the UK is that you're not able to get funding for your business, um, and therefore I cannot start this because I don't know how to get money. The problem is the reason why you think that way, potentially, I think one of the biggest thing is I will register my company in London. That is probably one of the biggest thing that everybody does is like, I need to have a London office. You don't. The second you think about it in that direction, you've already lost a lot of non-dilutive funding. So you got to think about it in a different way, which is, okay, so where in the entire UK can I get non-dilutive funding where I don't have to give up any equity, but they care about what we do. They want to build this, place so that businesses can come over there and start developing, and they're willing to give you money to do so. So you need to think about it in a different way. You don't think about business as London. Think about business as you. You are the business. There's nobody there. Don't think about London. And that starts your mental process. So for us, so I moved to Newcastle. The reason I moved to Newcastle, well, we'll come to why I moved to Newcastle later. But Newcastle had this opportunity, which was a pre-accelerator program, which gives you non-dilutive funding. It was initially £10,000. Get it? It's not a big deal, but it's free money, no equity. Very useful. They believed in what we were doing. And in that same way, we were able to get something called Founder Labs, but it's Belfast. That was £25,000. Um, Amazing. But obviously, you needed to move there to be able to continue doing this, so on and so forth. So, our first business that I wanted to start in Newcastle kind of fizzled out, didn't work very well, but I was able to find my co founder, and through my co-founder, we were able to move to Belfast and we were able to continue iterating on our business. It gave our first £25,000, but the very thing is, local governments loved what we were doing, and they said, as long as you have the ability to be able to get X amount of money, we'll give you X amount of money. Um, that was even better for us. They liked what we were doing. They wanted Northern Ireland to grow, so they invested in us, and that led to Entrepreneurs Roundtable Accelerator here in New York City. They said we'll give you 150K for 6%. So if you do the math, everything else came from everywhere else. Most of it is non-dilutive. So as you can see, funding is not hard to get. It's not impossible. You just need to play your cards right. We were definitely lucky. We've had a lot more no's than you think. Um, I have a book which says how many people have rejected me so far, and I have every single one of those names still listed, and I would say it's already gone like 5 pages and above. But it doesn't matter because you need that one yes, not that no's.
Very true. And I totally agree with you. A lot of people will say no. That doesn't mean that you put a stop for your dreams or goals or what you have in mind. It's just for me, it gives a boost so that I can proceed further. As it says, our mentor always says that it turns you closer to your yeses.
Yeah, yeah. Every no is a closer to yes.
Absolutely. So, Chirag, in terms of helping, how can we help you or you help the community, or is there anything that we can do or you can do for the community? That just let us know so that we can share it here.
Yeah, of course. If anybody works in electricity, energy, power trading, commodity trading, I would love to speak to you guys. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just want to have a chat. Let's just do that. we'll see where it comes to. If there's something, that's great. If it isn't, that's fine. I just want to understand how many people from our Canada diaspora are in energy and electricity. And I would love to see you guys reaching out or talking to me. And I would love to see, like, if you just send me a message on LinkedIn, send me a message on email, or just send me a message on the WhatsApp. I'm also there. We can see from there where I can help. Um, if you're a budding entrepreneur, or if you know what you want to do, you want to go into like venture capital, you want to go into non-dilutive funding, you have a business idea, and you want to do it in software or anywhere in that sort of related area of hardware, I can absolutely help. That's kind of where my um, ability is, so that I can help you in some way, shape, or form. See if there's an opportunity for you to get that non-dilutive funding to start yourself off, so that you don't start to think that I need to put everything from my wallet to be able to run this business. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to be lost in the world. So that's where I can help. Obviously, contacts is a great thing and a great way to build it. In the UK, in the US, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So let's help
True,
each other.
very,
I can do that. Whatever I can do to help, I will help.
yeah, very true. Thank you for those golden nuggets, because people shy away from networking or, getting in touch, reaching out to people. But that's the first thing which we need to do when you're an entrepreneur or, on that
100%.
journey. Excellent, Chirag. Hopefully this will, carry your message to the people who are working in that particular industry, and they'll be able to reach out to you, and then you guys can work together.
Mhm.
So, closing. Okay, Enaru, where Enaru, you want to share anything else apart from that, or yeah, anyhow, we'll be wishing you all the best for your success in New York as well, and then hope all your goals gets achieved as well. So, any sharing closing thoughts you want to share?
Um, I think I'll just come back to the main thing, which is please don't have regrets. If you think you want to do something, do it today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is always going to be a tomorrow. Today is always going to be a today. So just go do it.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Chirag. Have a great day, and wishing you all success. Just wanted to take your time and then capture these moments so that we can give some guidance to the people who are part of this community, so that they'll also get that hope
Mhm.
to start their entrepreneurship journey as well.
Absolutely agree. And if I can be helpful in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out. Anybody listening or to anybody in the team as well. Just, yeah, I'm here.
Thank you, Chirag.